Hello, all. Welcome back to Melanin Madam. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're having a good week. Today is the first day officially of my vacation, and I am excited. I finished all my work like a good little student, and now I can enjoy my time off. So, on the way in, make sure you subscribe, like, and share, and then contribute to the conversation. I'll have our co hosts introduce themselves, and then we will get started.
What up, y'all? Tuesday. I ain't used to the Taco Tuesday shit, Taco Tuesday vibe, but famous homie on a Tuesday. What's up? Like, subscribe, and share. Man, this gonna be a different vibe today. I got a feeling. Let's go.
JoJo,
Go ahead, Ro.
it's Road
Lady.
Show tonight. Go ahead, JoJo.
Okay. Okay. Hi,
Gotta switch it up.
everyone. Got it. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. This is Jojo Habanero, your IT product manager by day, cigar enthusiast by night. Subscribe, share, like the videos. I wasn't invited to the vacation, but that's all right. That's all right. It's all right. So, yeah, let's go.
And hi, everybody. It's Rose. Happy Taco Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a good day.
I do hope everybody's having a good day. I had a good day. Despite working all day, I had a good day. I need some more food, but I will be fine. So,
If I was
everybody,
invited to the vacation, I probably would have helped with that.
I started planning this vacation for my actual birthday. So, this is my
Okay.
this is my birthday weekend. I wanted to nothing really happens in January. It's kind of sucks when you have a January or February or December birthday because it's
Mhm.
around the holidays. And despite you having the same 365 days from your last birthday, all of a sudden people don't got this and people don't got that. Well, guess what? This people do got it. And I decided to celebrate my birthday when I wanted to. And I
That's
wanted
right.
to go to the Usher concert, which happened to be now. So for the little people that have smart remarks like, your birthday ain't in August, but I'm gonna celebrate in August. And when your
That's,
birthday come, if it's a Saturday and your birthday was really Wednesday, I'm gonna say, it ain't your
what's
birthday.
the birthday?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Returning big energy these days. You want to know
Oh,
why?
she's
Because I
taking
can fuck it up
names.
by myself. I can enjoy by myself or with the people that can come.
She's writing names.
Hey,
Okay.
if y'all want to get petty, we can get petty.
Because we can't get petty, right? Because let's keep it a buck. Let's do a life lesson real quick. Let's do a life lesson. I've been working since I've been 14. People been having babies since I've been 14. I done showed up to every baby shower, birthday party, wedding, housewarming, divorce party, every one of your trips, no matter when it was or what fell around it. And let's see what I celebrated big. My graduation, people didn't really show up. My wedding, I know who didn't bring a gift. And yeah, I'm gonna have to say you owe me a big one, and I'm gonna start sending pink slips in the mail. I think I still got an
In the
attitude.
mail.
I'll talk about it in therapy or whatever. So yes, that's a good one. Who got my sister started? Sister, because people always got something to say. However, I don't understand.
If that's how you were in high school, I would not want to be in class with you if you were the class, if you were the head class master in school. I would not want to be in your class.
No, here's the
Listen up,
part.
Danielle. Danielle, don't be finding adding fuel to the fire. Okay,
She don't
we
add the
need to
fuel. She
focus.
is the fuel. From the beginning, I would be calling her because back then we had pay phones. We didn't have cell phones yet. I'd be calling my sister like, sister, this is what they did. And she'd be like, I'm on my way. Period.
She said she,
Every
she,
time.
she said she want all the smoke. So
All
you
of
ain't got
it.
to start nothing. She already started it.
And told me, why didn't I light a motherfucker and let it go up a blaze? Poof.
I don't think y'all want to smoke with her. I don't think you
That's
do.
right.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, so for tonight, we are going to be re-talking about Dr. Umar because I went back and listened with my project management brain today, like paying attention, and I had an instant attitude. I said, you know what? Y'all right. He is Kevin Samuels part two, but here's how he disguises his because he's educated It all sounds so great. And then he throw in a little jabs in the end. So that's the perception I got. Did I get it right?
Yes, absolutely. Right on the money. That is
I
That's
did.
why we was like, it's a hit or miss with him. Me
Okay.
and Rara said that. We was like, yeah, it's a hit or miss with him.
Okay. So it wasn't just me.
Is it okay that maybe he's trying or attempting to
Nope.
be balanced? He has
Nope.
something to say for a group,
Nope.
something to say for another group. No.
Watch
Okay.
what happens, JoJo, because it's real and it stands out. And here's the part where it may not stand out for people, right? Everything you're saying is very true. But when you get to the part of holding the accountability, it's always one-sided. Just listen to like the words that he uses. So I'm going to ask everybody tonight, because I'm going to be pulling major clips from this. You embarrass yourself, don't be trying to come back and sue me and said I made you look bad. I don't even edit that well. You might want to pay attention to what he's saying and think about your sister, your daughter. Like, let's just be fair tonight, because this shit is out of control from everybody. I'm not the person to call to calm down. So all of the people that are my siblings, like in my era, we really grew up having each other's back, and we grew up in the West Side. I've determined we've narrowed it down, because I can no longer say that Pomona had people back, because with the information I found out this week alone, my mind is blown. It was the West Side. The West Side, we grew up where every street we walked on, we was safe. We protected each other. We grew up either, like my second grade boyfriend, I can never call him my brother, right? But our mothers are really good friends. You didn't do that shit. But once you call somebody your brother or your sister, you locked in that way. Your parents locked in that way. And that's the way it was forever. That's just how we are. I'm not fucking with nobody that bro fuck with. Like nothing like that. My best friends have been my best friends. My brothers have been my brothers. Danielle, when she first moved from, I think she moved from Michigan or Arizona at that time. Anyway, a lot of girls wasn't nice to her because she's light skinned, but I was nice to her. And so we became like Bonnie and Clyde, and we've been riding ever since. And I think that was like third grade. All my friends I've had a very, very long time. So they're not friends. They're like family. We went through every single thing together. And to call her to calm down, funny story before we get into the woman who flushed her husband's ashes down the toilet.
Flush what?
Her husband's mama's ashes down the toilet because he cheated. Danielle
Husband's
used to
mama.
be the quiet. Yes. Danny used to be the quiet one, the one that wasn't like that. And I'm the one that toughened her up. And then I was like, hold down, player, hold down, killer. Like, we can't beat everybody's ass all the time. Like, we got to give some of these bitches a pass. And she like, fuck them bitches. And I'm like, you right. Okay. So yes, big facts. And we're going to talk about that probably on the next show, because the islands is gutter. I see why I only played over there in the summer on my direct street.
Well, that's where I live. Come on now. That's where I grew up.
Yeah, that's where my dad is from. But my recollection is very different. But here's the cold part. 2 doors down from Alondra was my aunt and uncle. That shows you, before they tell you, like, don't go past this house, don't go past this house. You have to stay in a particular area, because we could play outside when we was young. If I'd have just went one more street over, Alondra would have been my friend. If I'd have just went straight up the street, I would have met Rashonda. If I would have went straight across the street, Archery was there. If I would have went directly around the corner, well, Raymond is a part of my family. Taylor, I couldn't even go around that corner. Like, I'm a girl. I couldn't do a lot.
All of us, we could go anywhere in the islands.
Yeah, y'all could go anywhere. But I was from the West Side primarily.
Yeah, nobody never wanted to come over there when they be like, where you live at? I was like, in the islands. They were like, oh, we ain't coming over there. We was like, it is fine. Y'all be scary for nothing. Like, nobody wanted to come over there.
Because there's too many exits and you know it. So in Centown, it's the thing we always say. In Centown, in the patty track, we'd be like, my cousin literally told the police who was coming to give her a ticket one time, I knew once I hit the block, you wasn't going to do what you needed to do, because it's only one way in and one way out. And you ain't willing to do that for a speeding ticket.
That
It
part,
is
that
ignorant, just ignorant. So y'all, let me show y'all what. Let's watch the video because I just don't think that it's a reason why you should do something like this. And I know how our response. So let's watch the video, see what she got to say, and then give our opinion. It may be a very valid reason, but let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
My mama's. You gonna take my mama's ashes and put them in the toilet? Are you serious right now?
She didn't like me. No.
Why would you do this stuff to me, man?
On me numerous times.
You could have did something.
Like
what you talking about? That's my mama.
I wanted to hurt you like you hurt me.
Hurt me? Hurt you? What are you talking about? I cheated on you, what, a few times? You could have got back at me by doing... Man, I don't know. I'm really restraining myself, man. Because you just did something so outrageous, man. I'm not believing this stuff right now.
So,
I'm showing this to the whole world how devious and foul and snake-defied you can be, man.
And did. Because guess what? I've been communicating with you.
You ain't trying to
I've been
communicate.
talking to you so much.
How?
You don't even listen to me.
You put my mama's ashes in the...
I got your attention now, don't I?
Really? That's the way that you wanted to go about it? That's the way that you want to go about it?
You found us, and guess what? I defiled her. She ain't like me no way, so that's where she at.
My mama ain't got... She has nothing to do with for what we got going on. She has nothing to do what we got going on. The only thing I had from my mama. And you put that down the drain. Just flushed her away.
Guess what I had? All I had was you. That's all I had, and guess what you did? You put our love down the drain. Our marriage.
I ain't put nothing drain. Woman, just because I messed up don't mean I love them women. I loved you.
I don't care about
I provide for you. I know. As soon as we got married.
My heart. You protect me.
Protect your heart.
So that's a very, very hard one because the two highest. It's now that she's saying it, that's why I said let's listen first before we prejudge. That way we don't have to even double back and extend the conversation. Me and do you guys want to go first? Anybody else want to go first? I don't have to go first.
Love to go first.
Okay.
All right.
Try not to think with a granny brain. Try not to think with a granny brain. Let's try to think holistically, considering their situation.
This is what I will say. First of all, I was like, this nigga said, I only cheated on you a couple of times.
That's why I said don't think with a granny brain. Did you just say that to your wife?
That's what I'm saying. Like, this nigga.
You
like,
wild
okay, bro.
for that, my nigga.
This is what I will say. Absolutely. Like, yeah, bruh, you cheated. When you do that type of stuff, you probably bring out the worst in people when you cheat on them in a marriage. Especially if that person stays solid. I don't know how long they've been together, if they got kids and all that other shit, but you do, man. You do bring out the worst in people. Some people kill people for cheating on them. Some people do all type of crazy shit when you cheat. So you got to know that there are repercussions and there's a reaction to everything. Just like if you slap somebody or if you push your girl or slap her, don't be surprised if she don't cut your nuts off in the middle of the night because you slapped her. So I'm just saying, when you do stuff like that, you got to
tell them how to hit back.
There's no honor amongst thieves. So once you hit below the belt, it's hard to accept the fact that people can hit you harder below the belt. Now, with that said, my mama gone, so I will say you didn't have to flush the nigga mama ashes down the toilet. Like you could have pimp slapped him or slashed his tires or you gotta go to the ashes. Like, but it's really hard to knock it because, like we say, normally women are emotional. People are emotional. Crime of passion. When you do stuff like that to people, man, playing with their heart, playing with their lives, you can't play with people. That's why you can't play with people. You might end up dead, or your mama might get flushed down the toilet. So I'm not saying I don't have a wrong or right answer to this.
Right.
It's very. I wouldn't want my mama's ashes flushed down. So I don't think she should have took it there. But in the heat of the moment, like I said, when you hurt somebody, people hit back whole. So I feel both sides of this. I don't think she should have did that. She could have did anything else, but at the same time, nigga, when you do that type of shit, when you open Pandora's box, bro, that's what happens. So yeah.
So I think I always think with, like, this time my mom taught me, it's certain things you can't come back from. So if you do it, consider that your grand finale. Make sure that you walk in the way forever if you do something like that. For me, if it's cheating, a baby, any type of infidelity, something like that, other than touching kids, something that is also non-forgivable, you got to know that that's a grand finale move. But for me, my heart wouldn't let me do that, because I just figure like that's the only thing you have left. And the reality is, when some of us marry, we marry for forever. You don't have a plan B. That is your whole life. You feel it in the pit of your stomach. You truly love that person as God loved the church, as much as we can as humans. With that being said, the way that he still answered and said, I only cheated on you a few times, that to me would have sent me in a whole different. If I hadn't done the ashes, at that point I would have probably did the ashes. Because how do you see that this is not breaking my soul? Like, when you cheat on somebody that loves you like that in marriage, infidelity, closest thing to God, that does something to you that you can't ever be the same person again. And you want me to feel something for something you already don't have, but you're taking from me now and did it more than once, and you let that come out your mouth. But for me, my character wouldn't allow me to do it, because now I feel bad for doing something that when I walk away, I don't want to feel bad. I want to feel like I did everything that I should. Destroy your property, stuff like that. But that's some grand finale type shit. Like, you didn't do half, you did all of it. And there's nothing you could do to undo that. I wouldn't even feel safe next to him after doing something like that. Let's read the comments real quick, and then we'll do JoJo and Rose. Yeah. Playing with somebody's love is dangerous. It's very dangerous. Snapped, crime of passion, all of those things are real. Who knows what that woman had to endure? Not just the infidelity. What if women was reaching out to her? Is babies, disease. Infidelity is big. That could lead to AIDS. That's your life. It's not just the cheating. You said in my face every fucking day. I don't want to hide the comment. Vera, why they want me to hold your comment? Let's see. I think boundaries and respect has gone out of the window. I think we have gotten to reality TV. Be mad, leave, bust out windows, fuck it. But I see why. Fuck his brother, but disrespect and death is just too far. Honey, we're married. You can't say infidelity with a family member. That's probably why I said don't do that. I don't think it's gotten to reality TV. I don't know if your family's from the country, but mine is. And I have stories of aunts chasing uncles down the street with hatchets, of husbands having to shoot wives because she stole money, not unalive her, but shoot her. We did. They poisoned back then. They did way more things back then than flushing some ashes. Way more. So that's that. Wait, one more comment. In jail. I'd probably end up in jail if that was me. And you got to consider that what if you got siblings? Those ashes didn't just belong to him, and it's no coming back for that. Coming back from that, it's not. It's not. JoJo, how do you feel?
Well, yeah. I guess not. I guess two things can be true at the same time. Obviously, cheating is no bueno. I'm a little bit more hesitant behind the cheating because I have found myself in some instances, though not ideal, that cheating isn't always out of vice. But if it sounds like it was in his case. So, you know, if we're in a marriage and you have not slept with me for 6 months, I don't know what to do with that. So, so I don't know the details, but cheating in any form is wrong. But come on, you got to be able to control your emotions. In my opinion, that's the way I see it. You got to be able to control your emotions. There are just certain things you would not do. If you are not happy with this situation, why don't you just pack your bags and leave, like they would tell a man if he is unhappy to pack his bags and leave. So that's where I am on it. I don't feel any higher or lower than that. That's where I stand. But yeah, cheating is no bueno. But you got to be able to control your emotions.
Can I say if he would have controlled his emotions, he wouldn't have cheated?
That too. That too. That
He
too.
could have walked away, or he could, the leader of the family.
Bro, they can control their emotions and still cheat. They can control their emotions.
That's not the point. The point is
I
that
understand wholeheartedly.
I'm agreeing with him, holding people accountable.
Yeah,
and he's very much so said it's not okay. Yeah.
I did say cheating under any form is no point.
I feel like she was. I could not understand why she did it, but maybe she was just, like she said, she wanted him to hurt how she hurt. Because I be feeling like that too. If somebody really hurt my feelings like that, I want them to hurt the same way I hurt. And if I feel like your mama's ashes is it, but I don't think I would do that. I would probably hide the mama ashes.
And say you didn't? Yeah,
I'll
somebody said that.
like,
somebody said that.
Heartless. Yeah,
I like that one, bro.
Heartless. Yeah, I'll hide your mama's ashes, and you probably think I'll throw them away. So I'll do something like that. But you can't expect her, you telling her that she needed to control her actions, but look what you did to make her act like that. Like we said, we don't know the backstory or nothing. So we really don't know what all he did. Like as far as cheating wise, we just know he cheated multiple times. So you can't be mad at her for her reaction to your action. But
and still saying it like it's no big deal.
Yeah, throwing the mama's ashes in the garbage is kind of fucked up. I probably would have said I did it and would be like, you should have put her in the cemetery or something. I'll do something to say some fucked up shit to him where he gonna hurt. But the mama ashes would be right there in the house. They be there, but that nigga.
I think for us Christians, I don't think that, and not that she's not a Christian. I just think that if you really feel like the Spirit of God in your soul, it won't let you do it in your soul because you can't come back.
It's just like you said, ain't no coming back from throwing no ashes away. But I would say some fucked up shit to him. Like that's why I threw your mama's ashes away. She should have been in the grave anyway. But I don't know.
Next time you cheat, them motherfuckers will go out the window.
It makes you say some fucked up shit. I'm gonna make sure that your ass gonna feel some shit. I'll make sure, and then I'll probably leave, and I'll tell you later on some months. Your mama's ashes is behind here.
I would want you to hurt for as long as I did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be for a while. You're gonna think that your mama ashes is gone. I might tell somebody else to tell you, but you gonna think they gone, and your feelings is about to be real hurt with the words that I say to you.
Maybe I'm still gonna be signing divorce papers.
Yeah, ain't no coming back from that. It's like that shit is fucked up. That's like that other girl that did that. She threw her boyfriend's mom's ashes over the bridge, and they took her to jail though. So if that man if her husband wanted to press charges, he can press charges, and that lady, his wife, will go to jail for that.
Yeah, it is a crime in some states.
He better not press charges.
The other one,
I'm saying that I'm just saying that he could. I didn't know that you could until the girl went to jail for throwing her boyfriend's mom's ashes over, and that's when I'm like, dang, she went to jail for that. But if he wanted to, he probably ain't, because he know he was scandalous anyway. So he probably ain't. But I would never forgive her. Like if he didn't forgive her, I wouldn't be mad at him. But it's like you caused this too from your actions.
She didn't do that to you. You did it to yourself.
Yeah.
So I wonder, did she do this after he cheated the first time, or did he cheat on her multiple times?
I think multiple.
It sounds like, based on what he said, he was like, so I cheated on you a couple of times or multiple times.
Yeah.
Right. But what I'm saying is I wonder if she reacted after, let's say he cheated, he got caught, she forgave him, and then he cheated again.
That's what it sounds like. Because that
or did he
conversation is
cheat
after.
4 or 5 times, or did he cheat 4 or 5 times, and then she found out after he cheated all the times, and that's what I'm wondering how. You know what I mean?
Was it like this, like up
Yeah,
roller coaster? Okay, I
yeah,
see what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
I don't
Because in
know.
that
That's
case,
a good question because you broke her heart. She tried to let you back in. You stabbed her again. She never got an open
And
wound.
it almost seemed like that's probably what he did. The way
That's
she
what it
was
sounds like.
reacting. Yeah, it do seem like that.
Yeah, that's what
right?
it
So
sounds like.
that's where I feel like the story can take a different turn, because he said, I only cheated on you a couple times. I'm gonna assume 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's 3 separate times, if it's like 3 different periods of time, at some point,
I was thinking more like 5.
Me too. That she
yeah,
knows about.
Me too.
that's
I
But
was,
what
those are
I
the
was
ones.
thinking more like
No,
5.
not if he had adultery that amount of times. That's the amount of times he got caught.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, if you
Yeah, it could be
had this
more.
one little hiatus where you just went and did some bullshit, and you cheated a couple times, she found out, and that's like one, like it's a couple of times cheating, but it's one at one time.
One
You know,
episode.
I would say, okay, like I would get being so emotional, but if he's a serial cheater and he's been cheating on you your whole relationship, and you still there, like at some point you got to be like, you know what, like shit, I can't keep doing this to myself. This is gonna be something that's like ongoing, not just this one. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want you.
He got to take that L. You messed up. You got to take this L, even though it's a messed up L. You got to take that.
Because she
Yeah,
took it. You got to take hers in public and live with it. And
yeah, you got to take that L. That's
I
make
know
you
one
think
thing.
next
I ain't about to
time.
cheat hearing this shit from y'all. Road time. I'm gonna hide your ashes and say your mama should have been in the grave, or shit. All right, man. When I get married, I'm living alone. I'm not cheating.
well, you should be done by then.
Right.
Well, you
Funny.
know, I don't know. I might not ever get married, so I don't know. I'm just speaking of a, perspective. So yeah, I just saying if I do, I'm scared. Like I don't want none of this shit to happen to me. I'm scared.
People are getting very, very creative. And to Pharaoh's point, some people are trying to outdo the next person, or it's things that they just didn't think of, and ideas is like really floating around. So I don't know. She went too far because it's obvious it's been cheating. Yeah, that's what Robin said.
That's I think that's almost the worst thing she could do, other than go have sex with one of his brothers or something.
Do we have to
No,
do a
that wouldn't
family
even be
member? Can
bad.
we do a friend? Can we do an enemy? Like back in the day, you're supposed to do an enemy.
Enemy ain't gonna hurt his feelings.
Oh, an enemy breaks their ass down.
Yeah.
I think a family member would hurt more.
I think a family member is nasty with your little incest self. Not you. That's nasty. That's incest. That's your family member now. If y'all married.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, homeboy. I guess a homeboy, but it got to be a close homeboy.
And he got to be fine as hell. And he got
You got
to
to make that.
out.
Yeah, you got to make it hurt. You really got to make it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna fix you.
Homies.
I'm gonna fix you. And you know
Why not just leave?
I am gonna leave after that.
We're entertaining all these different. I mean, okay.
Why not just not cheat multiple times? You don't get to hit somebody and then tell them how to hit back eventually.
I wasn't trying to talk about what happened before.
Mean. I'm not drunk enough for this, JoJo.
Just leave. Just leave. Because
I agree.
Because again, the way I think of life in general, I would want to treat others, or I would want to be treated. So I don't know. Just leave. Like you would have wanted me to leave instead of cheating. Just leave.
To your point, JoJo,
ever cheated? Okay. Sorry.
To your point, it's like a double-edged sword right here. So it's like, I think the scripture that says, I'm paraphrasing. If somebody hits you, you turn the other cheek. I don't think that just applies to a physical punch. That means if somebody do something to you, God don't want you to seek vengeance. He also says, hold your peace, vengeance is mine. So if you want to live by the rules of the book, we have to do that across the board. We can't pick and choose when we're going to follow that. Now, realistically, you know, people aren't just going to get punched and turn the other cheek. People want you to feel that back. Just like if somebody kill your family member, more than likely, you probably going to go return the favor and kill one of theirs. That's how the gang banging world is. So ideally, and by the book, yeah, JoJo is right. You're not supposed to want to hit back. You ain't supposed to seek vengeance. God say, hold your peace, vengeance is mine. So you're supposed to do it like that. But in reality, do we do it like that? Do most people do it like that? No. People want you to feel that. Punch me.
Don't it say eye for an eye too, though?
In the Old Testament, but that's another topic. That's another topic. It does. But that's where I'm conflicted, because it also says God is the same.
Yeah, I pull the ones from the Old Testament I like, and the ones from the New Testament I like, and I marry them together. And I'd be like, I listen to you. Okay. Because I didn't read that part yet. We ain't blood, Pharaoh, you nasty. We are related after that. Let's see what
come on, cuz.
Right. But the enemy hurts like hell, and I know I did. Oh God. I got twins to prove it, but karma comes around too. That's another reason I would like to get people back, because if you get people back on your own, karma comes back, because now you did wrong.
Wait, can you read?
Yeah, because I'm like,
y'all want me to read it again? Of course I'll read it again. Her twins is from her get back. Her twins is from her get back. And now she has her own karma from getting her own get back.
She needs to come on the show and talk about it. She needs to come on the show and talk about that. I would love that.
She's studying for her exams right now. We're going to get her on as soon as we can, but she's studying for her exams. She is being educated.
Wow.
There's
not one, but two.
We all was reading like, what?
I tried to read real fast. I tried to read past fast for you, friend. I was hoping they wouldn't catch up, friend.
We all seen it at the same time. It's like we all seen it at the same time. Like,
wow. Oh, we need to talk about that. She needs to come on the show. We got to talk about that.
Yeah. Women get men back all the time. I wish y'all knew how many of y'all daddies ain't y'all daddies. That's your uncle, your daddy.
I see. I see. And nothing like a woman scorn. Really.
When a woman's fed up, R. Kelly said it best.
So you would think that men would understand a get back is always going to be better. And here's the part that I don't understand, and that's the topic for a whole nother conversation. Maybe we'll do that one next Thursday. Hopefully we can have her next Thursday if she's not studying. But that would be a good topic. Why are men so stupid? You do what you do, and then you say, this is what y'all say. This is what y'all say. And stupid just means you don't know, because clearly you don't know. You ain't caught up yet. You do yours, or men do theirs, and say, it don't even mean nothing. When we get our get back, we be like, oh, it meant something. That was your best friend. I made him, he's better than you. I flossed his ass. I did it right behind your back, but in your face. I actually told you I was doing it, but you didn't believe me. I actually been on my period for 6 months, and I'm 8 months pregnant just because I didn't want to sleep with you. I'm still making you feel.
I swallowed his nut, and I came and kissed you in the mouth with
it.
I won't do that.
I ain't getting married. Fuck that shit.
I'm just saying. That's what's out there. I fucked him. I sucked his dick. I swallowed his nut.
Don't read it, bro. You want to wait, bro? You can read it. Go ahead.
I slept with my dude's enemy because he was cheating on me. I ended up getting pregnant with twins. We were broken up, but it was still his number one rival.
It's not easy. Here's the thing. Ro and I have a story that we know of that it'd be rival activity going on. I'm telling you, it'd be rival activity. Dudes is way worse than girls. That's all I'm saying. Because they'll bring it to you. They'll bring it to you like, oh, you want your get back? Let's get them back together. Or
she had the ultimate get back.
No, that was
she had the ultimate get back.
I want to cry.
Ain't no topping that.
Yeah, she need to come on the show. She need to come on the show. We need to talk about that.
Dude, man. Fuck.
We need to talk about that.
Yeah, I think I want to say I kind of that's low key. That's low key worse than the mama's ass shit. I don't know.
Here's why it's worse.
Up there.
No, here's why it can be worse, which is why I don't dabble in revenge. The same way I said, do you want infidelity? Do you want adultery? Do you want cheating? No. But when the taking it up a notch to the unforgivable sometimes part is if you have a baby. If you have a baby, I got to deal with that for the rest of my fucking life. I got to look at that. It's much harder. Right. It's a constant reminder. It's a hurt. And you could love the kids. That don't mean that you can't overcome it, but you can have your going back and forth. It's a constant open wound. So it's not worth.
I swear to God, I'm not, girl, I would have been at the baby chop shop. I don't think I could have did that one. Like,
yeah.
Dang.
I don't think I could have went through with that one. I would have been right down at the baby chop shop.
No.
Because I can't.
No, I cheated and I'm fucking my baby. Here, look, this be the killer. This be the one where the girl don't even tell the dude. Go back to the old dude, make him think it's his. He be at the baby shower. He doing all of this shit. Thank you for supplying for me and my baby. I'm finna move forward with my man. Come sign your birth certificate, baby.
Girl, I don't think. Girl, nah. That one, I don't think I could have. I would have probably. Oh, that one is.
You could do a lot in your 20s that we don't think we could do now because now we got sense. In your 20s, you like. And so I dare you to say something.
I think in my 20s, I probably didn't have sense, but I would have been at that baby chop shop.
You know, I used to think these things were like unfair to men, but I have to say, maybe that's the karma because some men do some fucked up shit, man.
Exactly. That we have to live with every day.
Some men.
You gotta tell us how that even. What he do? What did he do after? Like. Girl, she could put that on TikTok, them TikTok stories.
I'll be telling her, but she don't listen. Hopefully, I'm telling you, my life is boring. The people around me, I'll be like, what happened next?
So who did he smash?
She needs to come on the show. We need to peel that, all the layers of that.
Wow. Well, y'all need to see the story that she texted me the other week. I got a whole book ready for her. So as soon as she's done with school and we can have her on back to back, she will definitely be on. She wants to come on.
You said she's an Aquarius too, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why you know that give back is his Bob's. I love the stories.
Well, she like, talked all my ever get back. She didn't talk to me. I don't got it in me for that far.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Born and raised in Compton. Okay, so Umar, let's start with him. Now y'all ready. We got to get on the lady first because over here we're about accountability. We spread the wealth. Now listen to this, fool. So here we go. It's 4 parts. The first one is going to have a part 2 and then the other 2. These are the 2 longest ones. The first one's 2.5 minutes. So pay attention to his word choice because he is smart. I can't stand an educated fool that think they smarter than us. Here we go.
It's truly a great divide between Black men and women today, especially in the space of love and relationships.
Correct.
It just seems like we don't have a ton of trust among one another. You know, everybody is very cynical about long-term relationships. And this is, I would call it a major crisis right now in our community.
I would agree with that.
We already know we have an economic crisis in the community. But now we see that this family and this relational crisis that we have that's rising.
I would say that they're related. If we look at this in its proper context, we go back and we see that the rise of the single Black mother-led household doesn't begin until the 70s. Up until then, most of our homes had a mother and a father. So slavery didn't destroy the Black family. It was the economic disintegration of the Black community. So after they assassinated Dr. King, the U.S. government decided upon a policy to destroy the Black man's ability to fund any future civil rights efforts. So they came into the inner cities and they took out all the factory jobs, stripped the Black man of his ability to earn, Remember, up until the 70s, they were not pushing go to college in order to be a success. You could live a decent life working in any of the major inner cities as a laborer. So they took that out. Then they went into the high schools and stripped the high schools of the industrial building training programs. So carpentry, auto mechanic, welding, roofing, electric, plumbing, they took all that out. Those was the skills that paid the bills. In essence, what they did was they made the black man economically irrelevant to the black woman. A man's primary responsibility is to protect and to provide. We can protect, but the providing is the issue. A lot of our women don't understand the political history that brought about the economic devastation of the black male. If my woman makes more money than me, that in and of itself is not a problem, unless she attributes the reason she makes more money than me to the fact that I'm lazy, I'm shiftless, I'm irresponsible, I'm unaccountable. It's the interpretation of the reality that's our problem. Because if my woman makes more money than me, then so be it. That shouldn't necessarily be an issue unless she feels some types of way about that, or if I feel some type of way about that, because it does go both ways. You have sisters who feel like they can emotionally abuse and emasculate brothers if they have more education and income. On the flip side, you got brothers who cannot accept a relationship where the woman out earns and out educates him. So it can go both ways. But that economic piece is major because we're the only men in America who are out earned by our women.
Okay, so for this one, I will start first because partially what he's saying is semi-accurate. It's semi-accurate, right? This is why. The era that he's talking about, yes, those things did happen. However, let's take it a step backwards. If education wasn't pushed, then how do we have predominantly white colleges that turned into HBCUs? How do we have Delta Sigma Theta sorority that was established in 1913? How do we have alphas that was established before that? How do we have AKAs, right? So we were pushed to go to school. The problem is some of us, because of the slave mentality, they are connected. You cannot disconnect them. And I feel like he's trying to disconnect them and saying that wasn't our train of thought. It was our train of thought. What we wanted to do were things that were safe. So if I could avoid going to school and I can immediately make money because my family immediately needs money, then yes, that job is great. I could work my way up and it's enough money to do better than I am, but not my best. It's not making me a better person. It's just saying, go make this money to provide for not only what you're trying to do, but what your family needs help with. So that's number one. Number two, if we are out earning and out educating, if we figured out the formula and Black women are the lowest on the totem pole, then what prevented you from doing the same thing? So where's the accountability? You're saying the things that we do say to the men that are lazy. They do make excuses. They're not living up to their full potential and they're sitting on excuses. Those things are real, but we're also supporting, being there, rewarding, and being a partner to the ones that are. Why did you only pick out those ones that do fit that profile, but gave them the blanket statement for the ones that are trying? Those two, that doesn't match to me. If we did it, why didn't you do it? And you had better opportunities because women couldn't do anything, not have a bank account, not own a home, not own a car. We couldn't do anything then. So we still needed you, thus you're still the provider. So how is that necessarily true? You disconnected and connected to make us the bad person. Why?
I think he so I was fucking with the premise. I think that not so much if we weren't pushing education. I think he probably said that wrong. I
Right.
think what I got out of it is we lost the ability to be laborers because they took away the industrial buildings and all the buildings in LA and the greater Los Angeles area. If we're talking about just where we are, our demographics,
Michigan.
They took all the stuff, the factories away and out jobs to foreigners. So we lost the ability to be laborers. So, but I think just from a standpoint of on both sides, yes, men have a problem with women out earning and out degreeing them. A lot of men can't accept that because we are taught that pretty much money is our only true value because it allows you to provide. So, but however, I think the rabbit hole goes deeper. I think on that, at the end of the day, the apple does not fall too far from the tree. I think it has a lot to do with a lot of men, and this isn't an excuse. This is just in reality. I'm a man that had a father, and I'm one of probably out of the niggas that I went to school with. Shit, everybody thought my dad was their dad. So, like, as far as my homeboys, they didn't have no dads. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no dads around. So who is teaching niggas how to be? He was teaching men how to be men. So this ain't an excuse. A lot of these men are ended up, you know, their fathers are in prison or dead. You know, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. So they aren't taught anything different. So it's hard to do different sometimes. So with particular men, you know, they just aren't going to be that. Women, we can all agree, I believe to myself, women are the stronger sex. Women are the part of the life. So for some reason, especially Black women, y'all got the ability to overcome a lot. I think you guys had to overcome, you know, probably more, even in the slavery days. Not only getting your ass whooped and being in the fields, but you had to fuck all the slave masters and please them sexually when you didn't want to, and had your husband out there mad because you giving everybody else some ass. You had to nurture and feed all the white babies because their white titties couldn't lactate. So I think just overall, with men especially, without having that example around with a lot of these men, without having that man to show you how to be a man, I think that's where all this gets lost. Not an excuse, but just the reality of it. It's hard for a lot of these men to grow up and be different than what they didn't have or what they didn't see.
Agreed. I agree. And I wish that he would have went from that angle versus, but Black women see him as this.
Right.
Let them have their own.
The only reason why Black women see them as that is because that's what they're showing. It's
Correct.
not like you just it's not like we just seeing it. That's what you're showing. But correct. I do feel like and we talked about that before on mine, that us as, I won't just say Black women, but women in general, but it's probably really us Black women. Like we do need to quit emasculating men and doing stuff. I know I got a smart ass mouth, but it'd be like, you make me mad.
I got a smart ass mouth.
You'll make me mad, and then I'll say the stuff, but it's your fault because you should be making your life better, and I wouldn't be able to say that stuff to you. I wouldn't be able to say that to you.
All I gotta say is, if we start at the root, you are right, because I know some of the things that you have said, and some of the things that you said, I've been honest with you on those things that I'm like, well, damn, you wouldn't have said that if he didn't say that and do that. And then there are some things that I'm like, bro, like God, like you didn't have to go that low. But to your point, if we all started accepting accountability, which was what the question was, right, how did it lead to no male? It was an excuse for males. And I'm okay with you giving the reason, because we have valid reasons on both sides, but give the reason and then say how to fix it. Stop telling us we need to not emasculate you. I couldn't emasculate you if you was doing what you were supposed to be doing, right? Because a lot of what you have to hear, is it going to hurt? It is going to hurt. A lot of what we have to hear right now, as far as watching our mouth and being more cognizant and never letting come out of your mouth, you don't need a man. Did that hurt at first? Because to that point, it was like, I don't even know what it's like to be able to lead a man. So how can need a man? So how can you tell me that yet? But the reality was it was men showing up that could be needed, and we didn't do it right. And so that was something that we had to take. Danny said, I disagree with him. The Black females were, Black families were destroyed during slavery when the men took Black men. That's what I don't. That's why I don't like that he said that. He disconnected those two. When reality, even things we do now are for that. And it's like, no, that's not right. That's why I said he's smart in how he words things. Alexis is laughing. I'm pretty sure it's because Ro got a mouth and we all know it. But she owns it. But see, that's what I'm talking about. How people say women don't take accountability. Yes, we do. We do take it. And I mean, the next step is to fix it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've been
my mom
working.
has me on the prayer list. My mom has me on the prayer list. So,
and I got her on the cuss out list. I'm gonna be honest. He's full of it to me. He reminds me of that character that was extra black. Why did somebody say that in the comments? And before I like knew whatever, I was like, huh? And then I got it. I was like, but he is smart. He's an actual doctor. So you know you should be doing better, and you're not. Like, I really want to ask him, my nigga, who hurt you? Because how you help
he put that to his advantage because he knows he's a doctor. So he say all that stuff that he say. When I was still be like, boy, I don't care that you a doctor. Like,
no, I pay attention. I pay attention very closely, because how are you helping women when you saying that they coming to you for stuff and you telling them, well, you need to learn how to do this. You're getting in your own way. But then in the next breath, he'll say, we need to listen to each other. But you don't say how he talks in circles.
You didn't have nothing to say, JoJo?
He's like Kevin Samuels. He's misogynist.
He is just an educated Kevin Samuels. Yes, who hurt you? One second. Hey y'all. Hey. And Mr. JoJo.
Yes. This is I don't know that I can contribute too much to the conversation. Here's why. Okay. Because everything that has been said is something that I did not grow up in. So
yeah,
there are gonna be layers of the conversation that, because I don't understand, I didn't grow up in the culture, I'm not gonna be able to understand. So here's my surface level, me being from a different place, not knowing things. This is what I would say. If for whatever reason jobs left and the man finds himself in a position where he wants to provide, and if my baby needs milk today, I have to go find a job today to pay for the milk. And if that means taking a little contractor job tomorrow to be able to do this for my family, though I wish I would have gone to school and doing all the other stuff, but it's probably gonna come second to taking that job. And I take that job doesn't make enough money. Now I have to work long hours. I'm probably never going to find the time to be able to then pursue something else. And I'm not saying that it's impossible. Some people do it. So it's definitely possible. But is it plausible? Meaning, can everybody do it? So I can see how a man finds himself trapped in wanting to provide for his family and taking his low-level paying job to be able to address an issue immediately. Now, if the woman is making more, I think he has a point, whether it's valid or at least in my opinion, if it's incomplete. I think he has a point that you can make more money than me. Go ahead. I'm happy for you. But how we deal with each other at home with this money, the same way if I made all the money and I came home and I was a jerk, I was insensitive, I was trying to put you down every chance I get, which some men do in the position that they have when they make the money. I wouldn't want to be in a relationship like that. Now, what happens after that, you know, I don't know enough. I come from a different place. Our setup is different. Men and women till today do jobs where they need each other in such a way that any amount of money is not going to be able to replace that. So if it came a point where women are making more money, is it true? Did it happen that some women chose the ability to have the money without the man, and they simply chose the money, and they did not choose the man? My experience here has confirmed that.
Well, can I answer it for you? Because it's a piece that you're missing that he didn't say that I just thought about, and you wouldn't know.
And I wouldn't know.
Yeah, so there is an answer to that. So when that did happen, when they took the factories away, like Ford, all of those companies, right? Those were the labor jobs. The women were doing being a maid for somebody or watching a nanny and things like that. So they still were able to kind of do home things and then take care of the kids for a mom that was sitting right there once the dad got home. Clean up, you go home and you do the same for your family. So she was still making money at that point, but those were not male jobs. So she was still able to make money. Now, here's where the problem came in. When they took the father out of the home, they introduced welfare. When they introduced welfare, the big part of welfare was against separating us. If I have to go on welfare, even with my kids, husband, whatever, a man couldn't live in the home. So the man had to leave out of the home. So now you have him out there who can't do maid work. He can't do those home service things. He either has to go learn another trade, stop by buildings every day and see if they need help and things like that. So they really did push them into a position, if you were a laborer, that you had nothing left. And that's why it hurts when he says things like, we chose to, we talked to our men away. We didn't have a choice.
Right.
You could not have a man in the house. You couldn't have an ironing board. You couldn't have an iron. Like, they literally did checks like that. So they did divide us. So how could he not say that part as if we just started going to college and made money?
Right.
We didn't. We was already your partner. Yours just couldn't keep going. And some of those men, instead of, well, since I can't do nothing, let me go learn this trade to do something else, they became alcoholics. That's when drugs and alcohol got introduced. So it took a really big hit on men, but it took a big hit on women, because same thing, repeated slavery. You're out there dealing with it, but I'm in here dealing with it, and I got my kid looking at me. I still got to do this. Now I got the government in my business. I can't have my man. You took my man from me again. That's what was different. It wasn't our fault, none of us, but it got taken out on us.
On women, yep, facts.
So that's why. Took away the work and made drug. Yep, they dropped the drugs right up in our thing. So
drugs off
it's
in the hood.
not us. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think he, based on what you told me, he's not attributing enough weight to the part where the woman could not control. He hasn't put enough weight on the. Okay, I understand that.
And we kept the family afloat as best as possible. And a lot of women would break down what they had, sneak their husbands in and things like that. But those white people was on you so tough. Like I said, it's a movie called Claudine. Look at that movie and you'll be like, wait a minute. When they knocked on the door, you literally had to hide your iron. Like, you can't have an iron, you can't have a radio, you can't have certain kind of food. Like, they wanted you reduced to your nothings. That doesn't feel good to somebody, and it's no time. It was hard. it was hard, but it was because of that. That's the huge piece that he left out. They gave us another form of fucking slavery. So knock it off. We kept
Knock it
going.
off.
You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. So now listen to part 2 of that. And watch how he rolls that on up to more insults for us.
Because see, here's the situation. As we know, the woman is the first teacher of the child. So that scorn, unconsciously, she's not doing it on purpose, but the scorn is being passed down to the daughter. You see that? So the daughter is being raised with this animosity towards black men before she's even old enough to date or understand what it is. So if we as men want to improve the relationship opportunities for our grandchildren's grandchildren, we have to be much more careful with the hearts of our women, because whatever pain we put in her, she's going to transmit psychosocially to her daughter without even being conscious of it. So we're not just dealing with the failure of black on black love right now. We're dealing with the failure of black on black love for the rest of this century.
So you talked about earlier the rise of single motherhood in our community. It, if anything, turned our community into a matriarch at that point in time.
True.
Are we still there in 2024?
The matriarchy isn't in and of itself a problem, because not all African societies are patriarchal. You have matriarchal African societies. The issue is when the woman feels that because she's had to bear the brunt of responsibility for raising the children and paying the bills, that the man should have no voice. So matriarchy by itself is not a problem. Patriarchy alone is not a problem. It's only when we take this matriarchy, patriarchy, and marry it to a European narrative that says, because I'm the breadwinner in this home, I don't have to listen to the other person. We devalue the role of the man and we devalue the role of the woman based on European values. Because guess what? How much you earn has nothing to do with what you can contribute to the system and to these children. So all of us have been influenced negatively by the white man's power structure to the point where even in our house, he's still operating at a distance through the way that we think.
So question, how come slavery all of a sudden could be integrated again? Nobody ever had a problem when the man was coming in saying, this is my home, I provide for this home, and I do those things. That for me isn't even the biggest problem. He once again acknowledges, and I don't know if anybody thinks there's anything wrong with this. She thinks because she has to take care of the children and make all the money, but you just told me not to call him lazy. What is he doing? If I'm taking care of the children and working, no, that was another problem. You want me to make you feel like the king of the home. You want me to come home and give you my check. You want me to come home and still cook dinner and prepare for you and treat you like a king. I'm still washing, cleaning, cooking, doing all of these things. Where is my relief? Where is the partnership? So you're right. The money alone is not what the problem is. The problem is that you want things your way to feed your ego. Ego doesn't belong in love. Ego doesn't belong in family. Leadership does. How can your woman be okay if she's never tired? And how many times is this man going to say how much we've had to bear, how much we've had to do, the fact that we are tired, the fact that we are exhausted, and then still turn it around to how we act? We probably act delirious because we're tired. I don't understand.
Just looking at him again, it made me laugh because once he started talking again, it really did remind me of that man on the left.
Right?
It really do. Look.
Brother, did that even make sense to you?
See, I can't get past the first part. Like this, the generalization to me is killing me. The whole first part is cap, and this is something a lot of niggas be saying. I even go back to that Dr. Dre 2001 album when Eddie Griffin is on that skit, and he talking about, yeah, they talk about niggas being pimps, but the biggest pimp is her mama. Like, where do you guys think Yeah, you gotta listen to the skit. You probably have before, but you don't.
I do remember.
Yeah, that album, the 2001 Dr. Dre album. So it's like, that's cap. Like, I don't know any older women who teaches their daughters that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm sure there are a few, but to act like that's our whole race of Black women that do that, that's complete cap. Like, I don't know any personally myself. Like I said, I know they're out there, but he's generalizing, making it seem like, yeah, in our race, the Black women, they teach their daughters that teaching is passed down to belittle Black men and yada yada yada. Like, no, that's cap. Like, why are you just spilling all this false?
Why would a mom teach their
That's what I'm saying. That's propaganda, bro. Like, what are you talking about here, bro? Like, I'm tired of that cap. I've heard this cap for years, and I don't understand it because I know a gang of Black people. I ain't never heard no shit like that before, ever. Like, personally, I ain't never seen the shit. So, no, it didn't make sense to answer your question. Since overall, this nigga. Like
but you just made me remember one more big question. See, it was so much bullshit in that one piece. Right. Okay, she's the caretaker and the nurturer of the home, which we've all acknowledged, right? If dad is not present, you get these behaviors from your mom.
Yes.
Why did you still only say daughters? What about the son?
Son.
You didn't say nothing. And guess what? Even in this time that we are talking about, the man couldn't live in the home. But there are plenty of men that visited their children, still went on and played ball with them, still taught them, still came over, still went to church with them. You still had a presence and a responsibility, my nigga. You just walked away and worried about you, and you never came back. So if this is still happening, if single motherhood is on the rise, don't you think single motherhood is on the rise because the dad isn't there? What about the dad and the son? How are you? It was nothing said about the male side at all. How is that okay?
I thought you said on the male side around that time, once drug was introduced, I presume people who dealt in drugs, whether selling or buying, at some point in time ended up in jail. So could they be present?
There were some, but what I'm saying is the question was about resolves. So the resolve was for the single Black mother to stop speaking in such a way that she would transfer her hurt to her daughter. But the reality is, you don't only have daughters, you have sons. Why didn't you acknowledge the main thing I talk about, and I'm never letting it go? It's a bunch of men out here that you not mad at your girl. You not mad at your wife. You mad at the things that are still not healed in you from your mom. And he just more than validated it as a whole fucking doctor. Why not validate that and say, man, step up. Your son needs you at home today. Why not? If you and the mama don't work out, you still should be present. No woman should have that much power over your children. You should still be present. Because in my age group, I still know mothers that were respected as crackheads. They was on drugs too. They was respected. They some of my favorite aunties, stuff like that. Men just walked away and almost laid down. Like, I think from slavery, they couldn't really take it because their out was either being separated and moved somewhere else, or unfortunately, they were, unalived. We weren't unalived. We stayed and had to deal with it. So their ability to stay and deal is not as strong. And it's neither one is bad or good, but that's the reality. You didn't breastfeed nobody. You didn't keep getting raped. They hurt you in front of everybody and took you from us. So you were gone. How much of this shit are y'all actually going through? Go through the shit. How many daddies complain right now? Oh, I can't get my kids. She work, she make it hard, blah, blah, blah. Half my family, the men, got their kids because they fought. If you want something, you're going to fight for it. If you want something, you're going to fight for it. Point blank, period. If you want to, you're going to show up for your children, even if it's calling them every day. Why not call out the things that men should be doing? And women, why not? That was opportunity to also say, and women, your son is hearing you talk about men this way. When you do that, that then has an impact on how they treat their women. And you are also prolonging it through your sons. Why not do the full scope? He that was very clear that he totally left out the male part from beginning to end. And that's insane to me. How are we going to have more leaders, but you're not acknowledging where the leadership is broken down? It's in that same home. In that same home.
I've heard him in other videos, perhaps not this one. If this one was plugged out of a long form podcast, maybe there's a chance that was mentioned. But I have heard him mention or say that fathers or men should be involved in their children's lives. Perhaps if the father is not going to be there, preferably you want it to be the father, but you want other men.
Right.
The tribe mentality that we have in my culture where I come from, something like that would not have happened. And I have to say, I don't see I don't see enough of that.
The village stepping in.
Mother has kids, father dies. It's almost understood that if that man has brothers, uncles, he needs to be present because it's a last name thing. I haven't seen too much of that here. Ideally, you would want it to be the father, but if the father drops the ball, there are other layers that come behind swiftly to take care of these things. I've had how many examples, countless examples of families who have their own kids and have other people's kids stay with them.
Oh, we do that a lot here without going to the court. Yeah, we do that a lot here. Remember, I raised my niece and nephew. No court meeting.
Okay, because I haven't seen that. Obviously, I did not come here in the 70s, but since I've been here, I haven't seen that. Obviously, I haven't lived anywhere else.
You came to California. It's very white-based.
California. There we go.
Country is different. And
I haven't been anywhere else, so I haven't seen it. So I wouldn't know. But to me, that's something that could solve the problem if we're talking about solutions. But yes, obviously, if you're a man who fathered kids and you're no longer with the mother, you have to be, especially if you're, and again, for us, it's like a last name thing. So I want my child, even if I'm not with the mother, to understand where I come from, what we do, how we do it. Because if another man or something else comes in and takes on that role, that child, in terms of legacy, is gone now. And he's no longer going to be able to roll down our values and so on and so forth. But
that's a good another conversation to have. That's where the difference is too. Some of us have it, but you guys have a legacy because you have land, you're established, this is mine, the culture. Here, we're slaves. We don't have anything until you have something. So my family, do we have land? Yes. Is that something that everybody is awarded? Do you even own the land that your home is on? You don't. So that connection to where you are from is very different. And I'm sure it's that way in other countries as well. But African American, we don't have that. We still hanging on by a thread. How many years later? We still don't have what we should have. We ain't got our 40 acres and a mule yet. From slavery, went sharecropping, went to this, went to drugs, we still have not had a fair start at the starting line. So it's like comparing apples and oranges. But of what we have, those doors are open. There's plenty of people that do it to the best of their ability. But when you're hanging on by a thread, everybody don't have the opportunity to do that. So let's play the last one. I'm going to skip one and I'm going to go to the last one and then we will end the show. I knew this one was going to go long because I told y'all this man is crazy. I don't understand. It's the double talk for me. It's the motherfucker you think because you think you educated because you got doctored. Nigga, I'll out doctor you. You're a fucking idiot. and you don't know how to talk. And I hope your wife, his wife probably be checking him behind closed doors. Okay.
Two of them.
Right?
Two of them.
Yeah, he said he can't go over 2. But that's a whole nother one. So we're gonna do the next part, the next show, because this had a lot of things in it. Yeah, he talked about polygamy as well, but the way he talked about it was interesting. But here we go. He burnt out. He burnt the fuck out.
Take economics. Money and sex, those two variables play too big of a role in our relationships. Sex is important, money is important, but they should not be the be all and end all of whether or not the relationship is going to make sense. And if money and sex are dominating the relationship is being ran on a superficial structure because money runs out. How you perform in bed, that will dim over time too. So we cannot be coming together for money and sex, because if that's the case, this really isn't a relationship, it's a pleasure contract. And a lot of us in the community have pleasure contracts we call relationships. And the difference between a pleasure contract and a relationship is a relationship requires obligation and accountability. See, when you have a pleasure contract, I sex my queen when I sex her. We go to the movies when we want to go to the movies. We go to the Bahamas when we want to go to the Bahamas. We go to the festival when we want to go to. It's all pleasure based. I see you when you want to see me. You see me when you want to see me. Relationship, I'm accountable to you whether we having fun or not. Relationship, your long-term best interest as a human being is part of my responsibility. A lot of people are calling pleasure contracts and situationships, which is when neither one of you really know what the hell this is. We're calling them relationships and they're not.
So I think he's an 80, I think he's a 70-30 kind of guy. So everything about the pleasure contract for me is accurate. And I like how he broke it down. I like how he took accountability. So that will be the start of our show on Thursday. But for the purposes of this one, what do y'all think about what he said with the pleasure contract? Okay, I'll start. I'll tell you it's exactly what happens. That is what happens. Our love is conditional. Our love can't withstand. When I say ours, just me taking accountability. My love is not conditional. My love understands that everything ain't gonna always feel good. That person can't be my peace. That person can't please every need that I have. Even if it's the smallest thing, you just can't. I went with the 80-20 rule, but all my moral compass things needed to be met because those were the most important. What was most important for me is, okay, we up right now and we probably gonna go up further, but in the event that something happens and we only have noodles, and I'm back to my college days, kind of like what JoJo and I was talking about a while ago. Like some of us are starting to feel like we going back to some of those things that we never wanted to have to like reduce to again. We wanted to be at a certain level by now. And the economy took a different turn. I'm adjusting, with the housing market crash, a lot of these people didn't make it. With this happening, it's uncomfortable. We don't like it, but we're still able to be happy. We're still able to find the things that we can do and know that it'll be okay. Everybody can't do that. I feel like that in relationships. I don't like my best friend every day. I don't like myself every day. Not I don't like myself, but what I mean is some days I'd be like, girl, you turned up today. Like you getting on my nerves. You're going to have to calm down. How then can I expect that from somebody else? And that doesn't mean the first thing I'm going to think is, oh, we should break up. Oh, I don't want to be your friend. Oh, we should get divorced. I don't think that way because I know people probably don't like me every day or the things that I do. But I think people are like that now. If it don't look like it's on Instagram or people getting things or their needs aren't met all the time, it's very easy for them to immediately go to, we must not belong together. This ain't for me because if it don't make me happy all the time, this ain't it. That's a pleasure contract.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak on this one really quickly. I don't have too much to say, but I have to say that my experience, though again very limited, I was not born and raised here. So, perhaps my bias because of where I come from, but I'll have to say that my experience is what he described. A lot of people want meaningful, long-term, long-lasting relationships, but either because they have not seen it, don't know what it is, haven't been raised in it. I've not been able to find someone who, in relationships, wakes up every day intentionally to make the other person happy in the way that he describes what he described. What I've seen is if I don't get anything out of it, I don't want it. As opposed to, okay, even if I don't get anything out of it, fine, just go ahead. The trick is the other person needs to do the same thing for them. So if I wake up intentionally thinking about you, you can't be the only one receiving. You would also have to be waking up intentionally every morning thinking about where we do these things for each other, and I guess it's not a measuring thing, but I just don't want to be too far behind where I do too much. I do so much for you and don't get enough of it back.
Right.
I would have to say that on that point, that has been my experience. Yes, that's been my observation.
I agree. And a lot from women based on what you guys have shared in particular spaces. Like if you want to take me on a date, you have to do all these things. They come in expecting that when they shouldn't even do that. That's a
No.
that's a pleasure contract. I agree.
Not a girl asked me for a dress and an Uber on a first date. In my mind, I'm thinking that's something that I want to do for somebody on our 1 year anniversary, or
Right. When it's special.
something, Valentine's Day, we've been dating for 9 months. I
Right.
wouldn't do that for someone we met on Monday and I want to take you out on Saturday. But apparently there are some guys who do this for some girls, and some girls want that.
But let them volunteer. I just don't think you should ask for a gift. A gift should come from the heart. I want you to surprise me. I want you to think about, once you get to learn me, I don't want to have to tell you what it is. I want you to just know and do from what's comfortable to you when the timing is right, when it's special. Because to me, that showed your heart. It's easy for me to write you a list of what I like, but to me, I feel like that's confirmation that you listening to me and you paying attention when you do those right things at the right time. And people aren't looking for that anymore. They're not looking to feel good. They're looking to look good to everybody else. And half the time, I don't really think it's things that they like. I think it's just things they want to say they also
It's the
receive.
show now. It's just
I've also heard that guys, not even on a first date, through conversation, let me pull up. Like, bro, if you pull up and she has AIDS, then what?
That part. Because dudes think that everything should happen on the first date too, like you married. Oh, just live, just be free. Well, what do you have to offer your marriage or your relationship, your long-term relationship when you get that? If you just giving everything away that's supposed to be intimate and special, and we don't value enough anymore. We don't. And we've taken happiness away from ourselves. You can't find peace because the things that should have gave you peace, you've given it away for free. You don't feel loved because you didn't give the person opportunity to get to know you, to show you that they loved you, and you told them how to love you. And when they didn't do it right away, you were upset. If you don't expect anything but their presence and getting to know them, all those things, I like to feel special. And that's what makes me feel special. Every woman, every person wants to be seen and heard. How can I allow you that privilege to show me that if I don't allow you to, and then turn around and flip it on you and say, you're not paying attention to me? Well, bitch, I didn't have to pay attention. You keep giving me a list. Like,
right.
You took that away from me. You took my ability to protect and provide away from me because you gave me a task list. So I don't get it. Ron, what do you have to say? Bro, did you go? Wait, real fast. That way I make sure.
Okay, they can go.
Okay.
What y'all said is, I agree with what you guys are saying.
Okay. So Ron, give your opinion. Ro, if you have one, go ahead, and then Ron, you can close us out.
Okay, I kind of like, my phone had died, so I kind of forgot where we are at with this.
Okay, so the last one was him talking about like people getting in a relationship, but it's based on sex and money, which means it's a pleasure contract.
Yeah, pleasure contract. Yeah.
Or a situationship, which
Relationship.
means you don't know what the F you doing. People not getting into it with the mindset, no matter what, I'm in it for the long haul. So no matter what, I care about what's best for us, what you want, and the long-term things that come with a real relationship. And they calling pleasure contracts relationships, and that's not relationship. That's what he said.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. A lot of these relationships are pleasure contracts or pleasure based. People are falling into these type of relationships. I think partially because of the times that we're in. But I think people we're going to continue to see divorce be 70% in America. I don't know what the numbers is for our community in particular, but if we don't change our approach to these relationships from being pleasure based, then we're fucked going forward.
Yeah.
I think we are. And that was the guy's question. Like, is it a resolve? Are we actually spending the time to think about those type of things?
I don't think we are.
But look at how he ended with saying that one, which was, that one was all right. But the other one,
wholesome. That one was balanced. It was fair. It was wholesome.
yeah,
Talking about both at the same time.
yeah,
What one person is doing wrong, bringing their money. I can see the difference in what he described in that last video as opposed to the other two.
yeah. But just, I think that I wish he would keep answering like that, because our struggles are identical, different reasons, different effects. But what's the resolve? And the resolve is, I could listen to you as a man and as a leader, but how can I trust you if you keep ending everything you saying the way you saying it, and then you want me to trust you? I don't trust you, because to me, do you like me? Do you truly understand? Because if you're saying we bearing this and we've had to suffer and it's been so bad, but you just don't want to. Like, I don't get it. But this one, I wish that he would keep talking more like that, especially as a real doctor with real people coming to you. So that was it from me. Rose, did you have anything you want to say about the last one before Ron closes us out?
No, everything y'all said, I actually agree with. So, no.
I wanted to end it on a good note.
Yeah.
It was some good things in there, and I'll do the same for the other one. I went in order though. So, so okay, brother, you can close us out. It's midnight here. I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Gotta go pick up the boy from basketball practice. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope we can continue, like I said before, continue this dialogue, especially in our community. We need idiots like Dr. Umar and the late great idiot Kevin Samuels to bring these topics up so we can go ahead and dissect them properly and get to the nitty gritty. So make sure y'all tune in next motherfucking week and see all of us on here. It's Rose Hour, you feel me? So we gonna go ahead and make sure everybody come back next week for Rose Hour. All right. So everybody have a good night and be safe and stay black.
Good night.